All right, welcome to CrossCourt. We got a multiple J4 champ. You guys probably know him as a primetime setter. Um, I think he's freaking the boogeyman for Wisconsin teams, right? He whooped on a lot of Wisconsin teams, so you guys gonna want to listen in on this, okay? We have Khue. What's up, Khue?
What's up, man? What's
Cool.
up, guys?
Okay, so we're just gonna get started right away, okay? So throughout your playing years, okay, you have tons of history and tons of experience. Who made the biggest impact for you as a player?
Uh, you know, when I think about that, I gotta give it up and go back to when I first started. And Bo, man, Bo was like the guy, like Bo from MVP. If you guys don't know Bo
MVP,
Boo,
yeah.
Mr. Bo Boo from MVP.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's a
Legend.
he's a legend, man.
Man.
Everything that I've learned in volleyball, I pay it back to him, man. Like he's the one that brought me in, and I really he's very inspiring player. Like,
Talk.
I
Go ahead. Well, I was just
no,
gonna say, talk a little bit about that. How he brought you in? Did he handpick you? Are you guys related? How did he handpick you? What did he see in you?
uh, so like I met him my freshman year of high school, and I played ball. Like I wasn't seriously into it or anything, but he was my high school coach. So I just knew him throughout the years that way, starting in high school. But then after high school is when he really, when MVP broke up. Yeah, that's when he really took me in, and I learned so much from just playing with him, watching him, just all the things that he does, like on and off the court. I mean, he's a man.
Talk about your high school years.
Yeah.
How was he as a coach? Was he a pain in the ass or what?
No, he's Bo. So like it's crazy because Bo's like such a cool and relaxed guy, right? Like
he is.
he's
Yeah.
not like the most athletic or anything, but so like when he was coaching me, I didn't even think like he was that good of a ball player, honestly, because because I was a
Yeah, there
freshman,
you
right?
have
I was a
it.
freshman. He's not like impressive or anything. Like I didn't see him play ball. Like he doesn't jump high or whatever, right? So I didn't think much about him until like I saw him play in a tournament, right? And then like, dude, he was like unstoppable. He's a setter. Like he plays defense. Like people couldn't block him. I was like, shit, that's my coach,
Yeah.
dude. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he can play ball like that. You know what I mean?
Dang, he's for real, yeah.
So he held a secret. It looked like he held his little secret from you. He didn't show you all his strength until the tournaments.
Yeah, dude.
So once you saw him like balling out like that, like a pony playing that, did you like listen to him more afterwards, or what? Did you like, wow, he really does know what he's talking about? Like from the go, respect totally.
Yeah, I mean, I was a freshman, so like I didn't, even though I saw all that, and I saw how good he was, I didn't take the game seriously. You know what I mean? Like I was just a kid playing ball. Like I was one of those like athletic kids. Like I wasn't in love with volleyball then. I just played just to play. Like that's what was offered at school during that time. So I just played just to play. But I didn't think much about it until later on when I really learned the game, and I was like, oh shit, dude, this guy is like, he's badass, man.
How was training with him? What did you guys do like specifically?
Just basic stuff, man. Freshman year of volleyball, it's all basics.
Yeah.
So just not really learning much, honestly.
What about out of high school? Like, what did he put you guys through when you were really hitting your stride?
Uh, I honestly, most of like my volleyball skills, just really just developed at the park. You know what I mean? After high school, playing ball at the park and stuff. Never really did any training. Like I don't jump high. You guys see me play, man. I don't jump high. Like I'm not like one of those like gifted athletes or anything. But it's just playing with instincts. That's all.
Yeah. Who's that one player? I mean, maybe it's Bo, right? Who's that one player that you mirrored after?
Yeah, it is Bo.
Okay.
It is him because he's one of those rare guys. And if you watch Hmong volleyball, a lot of players do something good, but they can't do a lot of stuff good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's one of those rare guys where he's really good at setting. He's a good blocker. He plays defense. Like he's smart. Like you don't find that a lot
Yeah.
with a lot of these players. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah. He's just like solid all the way around. You impress people. 都有人用去 impress, but it's like he gets it done. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just solid all the way around. He plays winning ball. You can play winning balls.
I do remember the
it's
first,
crazy
first
because-
yeah.
No, when I think even when he when I saw him play later on, that was towards the end of like the MVP era, you know.
Mhm.
So I didn't even see him in his prime. So I can only imagine like what he was like in his prime. I didn't when I started playing with Bo, like he was out of his prime already. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine like how much better he was compared to when I saw him. Yeah.
I remember first time seeing him. I wasn't impressed, but like you said, I knew he was the best player on the team because Lumba Tuan, he always killed it. Like it wasn't impressive, but man, he was just like a surgeon. You know what I mean? He just picked his spots. Yeah, he was something else, man. He's kind of one of the guys I looked up to too. I was like, damn, I know I can't jump, so maybe I can be like that.
Yeah, there you go. Hey,
But-
that was my thinking too. I think because I saw him, and then I saw Kale. I mean, Kale coached at my high school too. So
Okay.
I saw Kale. Like Kale jumps high, he's like grabbing rams every day in practice and stuff. And then Bo never did that, right? So we're like, oh shit, dude, Kale's badass. Like he jumps so high. Like I was like, damn, I want to be like Kale, right? But then when I saw Bo play ball, I was like, oh shit, totally different style. Maybe I shouldn't be like Kale because I don't know how to jump. You know what I mean?
Maybe this guy's more like me, man, because I can't even jump that high.
Yeah.
No,
By
for
the way,
real, though.
by the way, what high school did you go to? Keep on mentioning your high school. Give a shout out to your high school, man. What high school did you go to?
I went to Edison, man. Edison High School on west side of Fresno.
Was it
in the ghetto, man? Deep in the ghetto. That's the hood, man.
What's up, Edison High School people?
Fresno's best right here, man.
But my Edison developed a lot of good volleyball players, like the Raven brothers. They coached there. They came out.
They all went there.
Yeah, they all went there, except for the older brother. Yeah, but the rest of them, they went there. You know, Kale went there. Bo didn't go there, but he coached there. You know, Kale from Kale, if you guys don't know.
Yeah,
he went there. A lot of zero gravity players went there. Like it's deep volleyball history at Edison High School.
Man.
Okay. Did you guys win anything in high school? Did you guys play or win anything? No.
No, we didn't, man. Like so, we had a lot of good like Hmong volleyball players. But once you get towards playoffs and stuff, you're playing against you know, the Clovis side of Fresno, which is like the rich side of Fresno, and there you're playing against kids that play club volleyball. These are kids that are going to D1 and stuff, you know. So once we hit playoffs, it's like it's a different game.
Those are some big boys, man. When their shortest players are like 6'2", you're just like, oh.
Yeah. It was even worse back then, man. Like when I was in high school, a couple of Clovis schools had kids that were like 7 foot, you know.
Dude.
And yeah, they're like playing D1. Like they're like going to D1 schools, have scholarships to D1 schools. They're playing club volleyball throughout the whole year. I mean, like their life was volleyball.
Yeah.
So.
And volleyball is like here in Wisconsin, volleyball is not it's not considered as a major sport for boys, but I would assume in Cali, it's probably a major sport.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, there's volleyball, boys volleyball everywhere in California.
Yeah. So can you talk about your earliest memory in Hmong volleyball, like your first game or just your earliest? Because I mean, you weren't always great, right? Or
no,
were you?
I didn't.
How did it start, man? How did it start for you, Khue? You know, how did it
who
start?
and how did it start?
Yeah. You know, it started. So Bo took me out to a tournament that was in Fresno at the time, and I don't remember if he was still with MVP or not, but he played with Kale and the Raven brothers, right? So I was his student at the time, so he took me out to play with them just to fill in the spot because, you know, they didn't have enough guys. and that was my very first Hmong Volleyball tournament. That's my very first tournament ever, actually. And so like I played, like I didn't even understand the game. Like I was there. I think, but I was kind of athletic, right? So I was actually one of Bo's better players. And he took me, and then I played, and that's when I saw Afu, the younger Afu. I saw Lon, the Raven brother, the lefty. Yeah. And I saw Kale play, and I saw Bo play. Right? So I was like, shit, dude, like, why the hell am I here? Like, and Bo's like, don't worry about it, just play.
Yeah, it's pretty intimidating,
like, man. Yeah, he's like, you're here with me, don't worry about it, just play. And I think I almost got six-pack a bunch of times that tournament. That was my very first tournament. Yeah, and I felt like they ended up winning. Like I played earlier, like the first day and stuff, but towards the end of the tournament, like and that's when the Raven brothers showed up, and I watched, and they ended up winning the tournament. But that's my very first intro into Hmong volleyball.
Okay. I think you got initiated how everyone gets initiated. They just kind of get thrown in the fire. Like, okay, just get in there and do your thing, you know?
Talk about Ravens and their kind of their impact on you and kind of the volleyball culture in California.
A lot of, like you guys say, like the Midwest probably don't know much about Raven until they came to J4 that one year and won the very first year. But they have a deep volleyball history in Fresno, man. It's I think for like a good 10 or 15 years, like teams couldn't come to Fresno because you weren't going to beat them. You know what I mean? Because they the brothers, they gambled like for money, like 3-on-4, 3-on-3 against Pun, the Hustlers guys from Long Beach, you know? And so they, like, all their life they're playing for money, like $1,000 game, $2,000 game and stuff like that.
Okay.
And they're playing against like top level, like, Asian players or even maybe some D1 players that come out and play at the park with them for money. Wow. So that's how their competition. So when they came and played Hmong volleyball, it was different. Like so, like a tournament, like you win, it's $1,000, right? Whatever. That's like nothing to them, right?
Yeah.
So I think they were just at a different level for that time in their primes. Yeah, because I think Hmong volleyball was they just played because it was there, but their real money was like gambling away from Hmong volleyball.
Because I remember growing up in Chicago, we had a lot of those like those guys that were playing at the beach too for money and all that stuff too.
I know Pun. So like a lot of people know Pun because he came and played ball a lot in the Midwest. He's actually from he's actually from California. He's actually from Long Beach, right? Some people don't know that, but I think for a while, like, he practically lived in the Midwest. But he knows the Raven brothers. They all know each other. I don't know. I think they don't like each other, but
no, they don't. They don't because I remember when Lon got injured that one J4 when he busted his knee. I remember Pun, dude. He was like cold-hearted. He just walked away, and he was just like, "Payback's a bitch" or something like that because the Ravens had beat them the season before. I was like, what the hell's going on here? I was like, dude just got injured. Why are you so cold-hearted? But like that history probably. You know what I mean?
That's the thing with volleyball in back in the days compared to volleyball now. You know what I mean? You won't see that now.
No, you don't, bro.
I was just gonna say,
like you said, man, everyone was cold-blooded. Like, it's not even just fun, like even a bunch of the Hmong teams, like, cold-blooded, man.
I was just gonna say, man, is that like how California rolls, man? Is it like, it's us against you, man? Like, outside the court, we're not cool. It's us against you. Is that how California volleyball is?
I think back in the days before I started, it was like that. Like, everyone was for themselves. Like, every team, like, if you're on the team, you're playing with that team only. You know what I mean? Like, even at the park and stuff, you're not playing with no one else. You're playing with your team. It's us against you. That's it.
It's very territorial.
Yeah, that's how it is. I think, but that's what what's different about those guys back in the days. That's what made them good. You know what I mean, they have pride. Yeah, compared to like nowadays where everyone's friendly. You go to the park, like it's not fun anymore. I see that when I go play ball at the park, everybody's all friendly and shit. Like,
I need that confrontation. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes those the competition, it helps each other get better. You know, if you're the friendliness and stuff, that's okay too. But you gotta have people to push you to get better.
That's true. That's true. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure the Midwest is kind of the same way. You know what I mean, like it's probably different nowadays, but I'm pretty sure back in the days, you know, you couldn't be like someone else's friends. They're on someone else's team. Like,
it's the same as
it wasn't cool. You know what I mean?
So you talk about growing up with seeing Afu and KO and Lon and all those guys. If that was me, I would have been like, dude, I'm probably not I'm not gonna make it, man. So what was your motivation, man? Like what did you see in yourself that made you believe that you could reach that level?
I think that was my motivation right there, man. Just watching those guys play, and then I fell in love with the sport. Yeah, I fell in love with the sport when I saw like how good like these players were, right? And I was like, shit, like I want to be like that. Like I want to win, right? And that's what pushed me to try to learn the game, understand the game, do whatever I can to help a team be at the level where they were at. You know what I mean? I think that was my main source of motivation right there, man. Just winning, winning, honestly.
So when did like the game slow down for you? You know what I mean? Like I noticed, throughout the years that I played, the game kind of slowed down for me. I kind of started to predict where everybody's going to hit and all that. When did it, start to slow down for you, and what clicked?
Like I said earlier, throughout high school, even though I was like very lucky to be coached by Bo and then KO and then the Raymond brothers, I didn't understand the game. Like I just played just to play, like I said earlier. And then after high school, playing ball at the park and stuff like that, when MVP broke up, and then Bo like tried to create his own team, that's when he took me in, right? So he took me in. I played with him. My brother, like some of our other cousins, he came and play with us. He was like the older guy, but he came and play with us. And like he put me in the spotlight. Like he's like, okay, like so these guys aren't, they're still learning the game, right? So you kind of know the game, like I know the game. Like I'm gonna set to you, you set to me. We're gonna be opposites. Like you're gonna learn how to set, right? So that's when I learned how to set. That's when I learned the strategic side of volleyball, putting me through like different scenarios and stuff. And it's crazy, but we ended up winning like a bunch of tournaments leading, from because in California we have New Year's like in every town, right? So we ended up winning like a bunch of tournaments leading all the way down to Fresno, where when you come to Fresno, you meet Raymond, right? Yeah. But I mean, just being put in that spotlight, like Bo saying, hey, this is gonna be your team. Like I'm playing you guys. We're gonna play to win, right? Like even though we're small, like don't be afraid of the big guys. If we have a game plan, play strategically, play with the game plan, like we can keep up. And it's true. You know what I mean? It's true. He taught me that.
How did it feel like setting for hitters and players who were already established and you just being this new kid? Was there a lot of pressure on you to like be perfect?
Yeah. I mean, I would say it was, but I think it's all a learning experience. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Being put in the spotlight like puts you through different scenarios and through different kind of outcomes and stuff. So I took it as a challenge. I was open to it.
Was there any point in time where they were just like, how hitters are, right? Hitters are very particular. They talk a lot. They need to feed their ego, right? As a setter, sometimes you just can't give it to them enough. Was there any time where they came to you and just like, come on, man, you got to do better than that? Was there any talk like that at all? at any point during your development?
No, there wasn't, because I mean, a lot of the guys were like the younger guys, like my brother and my cousins and them. I was actually the oldest one when Bo came and played with us. So they didn't talk to me that way. It was like, if you think about it, it was really just like me and Bo, and then like another hitter, whoever could help us like get through the game. But like, it was a good thing with Bo, because even though he had all that experience, like winning J4 and stuff, he didn't talk down on me. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Like, yeah, he didn't talk down on me. Like he really tried his best to help me develop as a player, like help my brothers and them, the younger guys, develop as players. And that's why, like I said, I pay back to him, because he took that approach, and that's what I gained too. When I played with Primetime, I took that same approach too.
Yeah. Wow. So you're kind of like in the rare handful of people that dominate as a hitter and dominate as a setter. Can you talk about the mental and physical aspect of dominating, like what you need to dominate as a hitter and what you need to dominate as a setter also?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like it's funny because I think over the years I just play so much volleyball that it's all just instincts. Like you don't think about stuff. Like it's like you do something like 1,000 times, like it just becomes instinct. You know what I mean? Like and I like me, I just play like my heart out. Dude. Every time I play, I just play like my heart out. I play to win. I like do whatever I need to do to win. You know what I mean? Like if I can't do something, I'm gonna learn it, make myself useful. I put, if I'm on the court, I want to be useful. I don't want to just be in the court just to be in the court. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So talk about like that. Like if it's game point ball, what's and the set's coming to you. What are you thinking? And talk about game point ball as a setter. What play are you running to get your guys the best percentage on killing the ball?
I would look at the other team, honestly.
Yeah,
I would look at the other side, like, hey, I'm gonna pick on that blocker.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm gonna run a play and pick on that block. Like that's their weakest blocker. I'm going there. Like that's my mentality. You know what I mean? I like if you look at Primetime, like in our winning years, we don't have that one or two players that stood out, right? Like our team was really a bunch of players that that knew the game. Like we don't have
someone that stands out.
Bro. Like someone like Afu, someone like Lime, right? In our team, we don't have that guy. But I can always look at the other team and be like, okay, I have 3 hitters. Like we're gonna attack this blocker. I think that's the way I see it. Like I don't really look at my team. If I put it in the spot where like, hey, I have to go to my hitter, then of course I'll go to him. But if I can look at the other side and be like, okay, like that's their weakest guy, like we're gonna attack him.
What about as a hitter? What are you looking for? Like when you're hitting, if it's a game point ball, it's coming to you. What are you looking for?
Shit, dude. I don't know, honestly.
I think just crank it,
man. Like it's just instincts. It's ball goes up, you go up, and whatever happens.
Yeah. So,
but I'm not a hitter. I don't have to think. I don't have to worry about that. I'm a setter.
So as Primetime, right? I noticed that you guys had like a system, right? Because you were opposite with not your name, Roger, right? That's his name.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah.
So he can set himself too, but he wasn't the starting setter. I noticed that when you guys were blocking, he always would block middle, and then he would always turn around and set. Can you talk a little bit about that system that you guys had? Like, where did you develop? I think I seen Ravens do it, and I see MVP do it a little bit. Although MVP they were running 6-2, but can you talk a little bit about that system and how it was so how you guys used it to win championships? Man?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because throughout a lot of our winning years and stuff, like people didn't realize that. Like people that don't know the game, they didn't realize that that's how we played. You know what I mean?
That's the first thing I noticed about you guys.
Yeah. but that, I mean, like my game plan, like my strategy was like that was our first line of defense. You know what I mean? Like blocking was our first line of defense. So I mean, we're gonna put like our strongest blockers where we need to be. You know what I mean? Like just because I'm a setter and I don't jump that high, I'm not gonna always put myself against the other team's best power hitter. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so we looked at it from that point of view. Like,
Mhm.
and if I'm in the back, I'm gonna play defense. Even though I'm a setter, I'm gonna play defense first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because
just
you play middle back every now and then, and I've
yeah,
seen MVP do that actually with
yeah.
bowling. And, yeah.
I play middle back. Sometimes I even go and play, play the angle
Angle.
defense, play the
Yep.
cross defense, on the left side. Yeah. So I'm all over the court, and
Yeah.
that's the thing about like if you want to win, you got to make these kind of adjustments. You know what I mean? Just because you're a setter doesn't mean you have to play on the right side. Play the tip or whatever. And, you know what I mean? You got to make yourself useful. You got to be able to play everywhere, and that's how you. That to me, that's like winning volleyball. You know what I mean? Whoever can make the best adjustments, because you have two teams that are like equally good. Whoever makes the better adjustment is going to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So are these strategies like you do determined beforehand, or do you guys kind of go with the game and then fold? How does it go sometimes?
It's all within the game flow of the
Okay.
game.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's nothing's like
Mhm.
predetermined
Yeah.
or whatever. It's all in the moment of the game. Like you'll see if you watch like primetime videos or like people that know us. Like I said, like Pink said, like dude, I'm
Yeah.
everywhere. Wherever
Yeah.
I need to go,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about the infamous deduction of point or point taken away against Team Wisconsin. Talk about that. What happened,
Oh.
dude? What happened? What was up?
You were
What was
there,
going
man.
on?
What happened?
Because I know I talked to a few Team Wisconsin guys, and they were always like, "Yeah, because of that we lost." I was like, "I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think
What happened? What happened? What happened though? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dude, honestly, I don't remember much. I do remember like our guys saying stuff and their guys saying stuff, and then the ref come in and like, hey, like you're gonna say something, like turn around, don't say it, don't say it towards the other team, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So for I don't know, I think Kevin got a block and then like turned around and yelled or something like that, and then that's what so I think they were on a run like in the third game, like they were about to win, and then I think it was like 12 something, right? And then that changed the game. Like that side out gave us the ball, and then they just couldn't recover from that.
Don't worry.
But that I don't remember much because I don't like my guys.
That wasn't you doing all the trash talking, huh? It was just the guys.
Yeah, like I don't trash talk. Like I'm really, most of the time if I say stuff, I'm saying it to my guys.
Yeah.
And then I like trash talking doesn't get to me, dude. Like if you ask other people, like other teams that try to trash talk me or whatever, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't get to me. So I wasn't part of all that, but I just remember like the guys like talking shit and our guys talking shit, and next thing like the ref gave us the ball and we're like, okay, and then Team Wisconsin just couldn't recover from that, right?
Yeah.
I think they probably felt like that was their J4 to win if that didn't happen. But I mean, the way I see it is if they can recover from that, I mean that didn't put them out of the tournament. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think that moment kind of affected both your teams, but you guys being a solid team for years, you guys recovered quickly. You guys just like shrugged it off. But for them, it was like, oh, like everything just came apart.
Like
you know what I mean?
The end of it. Yeah. I remember that moment too. And so after the game, some of the guys came like, we were talking like it. I think I talked to their setter at the time, and he brought it up, and I was like, and then he was like, yeah, but it's our fault. Like, that wasn't the game or whatever. Like we just couldn't recover after that. And I think that's how it is when you have like young guys on the team that
Yeah.
don't have that experience, the willpower to get over that hump. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because when you play volleyball, like it's, you know, there's going to be a lot of those moments, and you know, I think that's what separates like the good players from the average players. That mental game too. You know, having to be able to overcome the mental parts of the game.
So
tell us a little bit about. I'm curious to know when you guys come to Minnesota. Obviously, you guys are all the way in California. What's happening the week leading up to coming there? I mean, are you guys flying? Are you guys driving? Half and half? What's the preparation? How are you guys preparing to come to the Midwest? Walk us through a little bit about, because you guys been there a couple of times. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's to us, it really is like a year-long process. You know what I mean? Like if we say, okay, we're gonna go J4 next year or this year, whatever, then it starts that day, right? Like you gotta prep for it. You gotta make sure like everyone's, you know. So at the time, our first year, we were winning a lot of tournaments down here. So you know, we had a bunch of money saved up, and then it's really like I said, it's like a year-long process. You gotta you know, everyone's goal is, hey, we're gonna go to J4. We gotta get ourselves ready for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we'll be playing ball like 5 days a week. Everyone's committed. Everyone comes, and I think that's the difference with our team was that we have my cousin Sean, the captain of our team. He is like our older guy, but he held everyone responsible. You know what I mean? Like our younger guys, he was like, hey, you guys want to play? You need to come. You know what I mean? You need to come to practice. Like, I don't care if, you know, you got stuff to do or whatever, like make time, come to practice. You know what I mean? So it's up until all the way up until like to the week before J4. Then we never drove. We usually fly because we had enough money to cover everyone's costs and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so we always flew, and then we have Bo here, so stay with Bo.
You guys playing like a week early or what?
Yeah, we usually come in like a week before J4, and get used to the weather and getting over the jet lag and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a different time zone because you guys are obviously 2 hours, and the weather as well too. Talk a little bit about that. What's the difference? The weather in California, Minnesota. Is there anything? Is it a big deal at all? What do you think?
It is, dude. Like summertime humidity here is like crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Like on the days that when it's humid, it's ridiculous. Like you can't even go outside. Right? That's why I remember like my first time coming here, and I was like, shit, dude, we can't even go play ball, whatever, right? But like thunderstorm comes and it clears everything down. We're like, okay, like this weather is like bipolar. Dude. I can't get used to it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, funny, because you know that weather it is killer. The Midwest, especially the humidity, and especially being around that volleyball area. There's so many people. I mean, just me walking around to watch volleyball, it's just like, holy cow, I can't even take it, and I can only imagine the athletes going through it. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it's sick, man. Like it's so humid, but it's only like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Right? But back in California, we're like 110, like 100 degrees, 110. But we have like maybe 10% humidity. Yeah. So it's really it's definitely an adjustment, man. Like I think my first year, when we came in 2011, I couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
it was bad. I couldn't breathe. I was like, "Fuck!" You're like, I don't know if I can do this. And you put on like sunblock, and then like your skin comes
sweating right into your eyes.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that first year really opened up our eyes to it.
Yeah.
And, we know how to prep for it. We didn't know
what
that
to expect.
Like, yeah. So we were putting on like the cream, the sunblock. And everyone's like using the spray and shit. We're like, oh shit, dude, actually, we gotta get the spray, dude.
We do something wrong here, man. We got cream and these guys got sprays.
Well, tell us that time when you guys first came to Minnesota. What was the expectation? Were you guys like, you know what, we're gonna go there, we're just gonna see how we compete, or what kind of mentality did you guys walk into when you guys first came that year?
Yeah, well, like we planned to come like the year before,
Mhm.
but then I didn't think we were ready for it. So
Mm.
when we came that year, we're like, I didn't know what to expect because
Mhm.
all we knew was like California volleyball. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And we were able to compete, right? We were able to
Mhm.
compete. We were winning tournaments. So we're like, okay, let's go. Let's go, J4. Like, yeah, both told us, just come, man. It's not much different. Volleyball is volleyball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, you guys play ball. You guys are good. Like other teams here are good. Like
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it's just volleyball.
Mm.
So that's why we made the choice to come. And
Mhm.
I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to. I
Mhm.
knew at the time when we first came, Hangover was
Mhm.
like dominating, right? Hangover
Mhm.
was like taking all the tournaments. They were
Mhm.
badass. And it's funny because we ended up
Mm.
playing them like the first game
Yeah.
of the tournament. Yeah.
Same bracket.
And that game
Mhm.
was that game was I remember it was intense. It was
Mm.
but that's how I got to meet the Hangover guys, and they're cool. Like in the game, dude, they're like completely different, right? They're
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
completely different players. But outside of the game, like
Mm.
just like everyone here in the Midwest, man, everyone's like respectful, and
Yeah.
it's just once you step on the court, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chew your head off.
Everyone's for themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Talk about that. So that first tournament, right? When you guys, I think you guys lost to Midwest, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that eliminated you guys.
hmm
What was the mood like? How did you guys recoup from that and came back and then won it? You know, what were
Uh,
some of the conversations you guys had?
I remember
Mhm.
the conversation I had with my cousin Sean, the coach,
Mhm.
and it was really eye opening because that's what led us to. I told him I was like, dude, like I know what it takes. I think I know what it takes to win this tournament. You know what I mean? Like we come back next year, we have all the pieces. We just need some
Mm,
defense.
mm,
You know what I mean? If we come back with some defense, like it'll be different.
mm,
And so the very next year, we came back with defense.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We came back. We brought CU, the Titan
Yeah.
setter.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is a game changer
He's
for
a
us.
badass.
Um, yeah, to me, he's one of the best athletes that I know.
Mm,
But
Such
he just
high
doesn't have
IQ,
the hype.
man. His IQ is like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He just doesn't have the hype. But
mhm.
for a short player, he can do it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can even hit. Like people don't know that he can hit. He can hit
Yeah.
too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mm,
Yeah. So we brought him.
mhm.
He played defense, and we brought our other buddy Ty, who played defense too for a different team, and I think that's what changed completely for us.
Mm,
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
wasn't.
yeah.
It did.
We didn't have like our guys playing all the way around. It gave them a chance to
Yeah.
get some rest. You know.
Mhm.
But that's what. So I told Sean that, and then we brought those guys,
Mhm.
and that was a game changer. That's what I think. That's what led us to our first J4 win.
Yeah, that defense. I noticed you guys have that. It seems like when you guys are hot, and some of the videos on YouTube, when you guys are hot, holy cow, your guys' defense is like, holy crap. You
Yeah.
even 諗到使用咪就係睇咪就用過最多嘅. So
Yeah.
that's what I noticed about
Yeah, dude, that
what you guys
first year
done.
we played Midwest Express, we
Mhm.
couldn't dig Corey at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
He killed us. But I remember after the tournament, Corey told us, he's like, man, I used it all on you guys. I used it all against you guys. So when they went to the finals, like he didn't have any juice left. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And when you play Team California, like they went to play the finals against Team Cali that year.
Yeah.
You gotta be at your best, man, because that team is the team to beat. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
You gotta be in your A game, man. And Corey told us like he used it all up against us.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of helped the other team out by draining him
Yeah,
out.
I think we did. I think we did, man. Team Cali owe us.
Mhm.
They owe us that year.
Can you talk about how you guys are able to reach to young guys? Because I know a lot of young guys here, they
Mhm.
don't stick around with no team, or they just
Mhm.
it's just like picnic volleyball for them. Every tournament is just picnic volleyball. They just pick up and play with a different team every weekend. It seemed like. But for you guys, how do you guys reach those young guys and keep them like on, you know, tunnel vision and on your team and focus on the goal?
Yeah, that's the thing with like young teams. Even like during my younger days, is that, you know, if they don't win right away, like after one or two tournaments, couple tournaments, they don't win, then they break up. You know what I mean? The expectation of like winning right away, like that's not realistic. You know what I mean? Like you're a young team, you're playing against people that, you know, have experience. Like that's very rare for like a young team to come and to just start winning right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of young guys don't. They don't understand. Like I talked to some of the young guys too, well, and I told this to Titan when they first started out because they weren't winning. You know what I mean? And I told them, dude, like you guys just have to stick together. Like I know so many teams that break up because they don't win right away. You just got to stick together, and eventually, like good things will happen. You know what I mean? And the thing with us was that we had Sean. You know, he's at the time when we first started Primetime, I was still young. And then a lot of our players were like under 18. So like they didn't work, they didn't have jobs, they didn't have money. But Sean took care of everything. We go to tournaments. Wow. Yeah, he took care of everything. Like we even picked up these guys to go. Like we paid for food, like we paid them in, like we took care of everything. You know what I mean?
That's good.
So we were lucky to have Sean. And we were lucky to have the young guys. We were lucky to have them too, because they didn't have egos. You know, they were good. They were up and coming, but they were willing to learn. You know what I mean? They were willing to learn, and we didn't win right away, dude. It took us a while to start winning, but they stuck with us, and then, you know, that's how we all started.
So talk about your first J4 win, man. Like what was your mindset going in?
That title run, man. What were you guys doing?
Yeah. Into the final. What were you thinking? Were you guys underdogs, or were you like, yeah, we about to take these dudes out? You know what?
Yeah, well, our first J4 win, I think just coming to J4 that year, like I was pretty confident, you know what I mean? Because the first year we made it pretty far, coming with no expectations, you know what I mean? So the second year we came prepared, and I just remember going into the finals, I was thinking like, man, because we had beaten ME already the day before, the first day, I believe. Yeah, so we beat them. We played them. We beat them. So when it was them in the finals, like, okay, like we beat them already. Like we know what it takes to beat them. You know what I mean? And everyone knows that it all comes down to Corey. You know what I mean? Like no respect to the other ME guys. No disrespect. No, I mean no disrespect at all, man. It's just you gotta stop their talk. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so we focused on stopping Corey, and we'll take our chances with all the other guys. You know what I mean?
So let the other guys beat.
That's what it.
I was just gonna say let the other guys try to beat you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That was our mentality going into the finals, because if we didn't focus on Corey and we like just play like regular volleyball, we weren't going to beat them. You know what I mean? Because even though we beat them the day before, you know, the second time around is not always the same. You know what I mean? Yeah, their experience, like they won J4, like you meet them in the finals, like they're going to make adjustments too. You know? Yeah.
So you mentioned beating Midwest by stopping Corey. Tell us about that. What was the strategy?
What's the recipe? Let us know. What the hell?
So what did you guys talk about?
I think you guys know, man. Right now, it's you don't have to do anything because it's age, right? Like Corey doesn't play the same.
Right.
He doesn't play the same anymore, right? So right now, you don't have to do as much to stop him. But you know, back in the days, you know, back in that time, I don't even think Corey was in his prime then, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like he was already out of his prime, but he was still a monster, right? So I think going back, we just stacked him, man. Like we just stacked our blockers to his side. We even stacked like knowing if he's gonna hit, they're gonna run plays for him to hit back row and stuff. We even stacked his side still. Like if you watch that final, there's a couple of plays where like they had like open shots. because you know, of course, like we're so focused on Corey that the other guys do have open shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But having that defense too, like, oh shit. Okay, are you guys still there? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
having that defense too really changed it for us. Just stacking him and then taking our chance. You know what I mean?
So what, I mean, you had a lot of experience, you know, in, you know, playing in Cali, playing Midwest and all that. So what's your most memorable win? What would you say?
My most memorable win, I would say the very first tournament that I won with Primetime. That year when I first joined them, leading up to that first win, we were like so close, right? Every tournament.
Is that the J4th or is that?
No, it was just our very first tournament win together.
Which one was that? Was it in Fresno?
This was Merced New Year.
Okay.
Afu's hometown.
Yeah.
Merced New Year. I think 2008 or something like that. Like
okay.
2008 or 2009, one of those. I don't remember exactly, but that really jumpstart the confidence and the motivation for like our younger guys. You know what I mean? Just knowing that we can win, because leading up to that point, like we couldn't win tournaments. We couldn't win. We'll come so close, but we couldn't win anything. But then that very first win, I think just jump started. You know, just the wins for our team.
It just started.
So I remember that. I remember that tournament. I think Chief from Highlight came.
Yeah.
And played with Khue. Yeah.
I was gonna say is talk about California tournaments a little bit. Is it so the Midwest tournament around here? So there's obviously the Memorial Day one, the J4th one, and then the Labor Day one. Those are the big ones. What are the big tournaments in California? And what's the competition like? Is it pretty deep, or is it like you always have like your top 4 teams that are always going to compete? Talk a little bit about that.
When we first started, well, California volleyball in general usually starts like in Northern California, down the cities. Then it comes down to Sacramento. Sacramento is like one of our biggest tournaments. Sacramento New Year. That's like one of our biggest tournament. But not all the top teams go there. Just California, Sacramento usually has a bunch of teams, but not always the best teams. And then it comes down to Merced New Year, and then it comes down to Fresno New Year. Fresno New Year is always the last New Year.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's the big one. If teams win Fresno New Year, then damn, dude, that year it was like kind of like the next J4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The next thing to J4 for us at least. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So we're kind of winding down here. We're gonna do our quick hitters segment here. Okay, you ready for this? Okay. Name 5 players or teams that you hated to play against.
If honestly, I don't think I have 5.
Okay.
I didn't have that mentality, man. But if you're gonna put me on the spotlight, I gotta say Titans, because you know, they were like our little brothers. You know what I mean? Like we watched them grow up. We taught them how to play. You know, like we didn't teach them, but them following us and watching us, I'm pretty sure they learned some stuff from us. And it was always hard for me to play against them. But at the end of the day, I knew like, hey, if I lost to these guys, like I won't feel bad. You know what I mean? I won't feel bad about it. And we have lost tournaments to them. You know what I mean? And I didn't feel bad about it. Like I do. I'm a sore loser, dude. I can't lose, man.
Every win is a sore loser, man.
Yeah. And when I lost, I remember when we lost the tournament to them. I think we lost Sacramento on New Year to them. It didn't hurt me as much because they were like my little brothers. You know what I mean? But it was always hard for me to play against them. Another team I would say was Team Wisconsin. They're tough, dude. I don't know, like if they just stick together. I know it was a bunch of guys that combined together from different cities, but if they just stuck together, I'm pretty sure they, they would have eventually won J4 too.
Yeah.
But I don't really have 5. I think I have 2.
What about 5 players that you didn't have a chance to play with that you wish you would have played with?
Dude, I would I would say Khue. It's funny because Khue, I think, saw the beginning of Primetime. So Khue comes to California like every year.
Okay.
Because his wife's from California.
His wife's from there, yeah.
Yeah, his wife's from California. So I think he saw the very beginning of Primetime. I met him at a tournament, and like during that time, our guys couldn't pass, right? So I met Khue. I was like, "Hey, Khue, like come play with us, like come pass for us." So he came and he passed for us, and we were playing against I think a team from the Bay Area called Dragons, a bunch of Chinese dudes that play in 9-man volleyball. Yeah, and we lost to them, but the very next year we came to J4, and then Khue's like, "Dude, I don't remember you guys. I don't remember these guys. Why you guys didn't play like this?" Yeah, yeah. If you ask Khue, he'll probably tell you.
Yeah. We got to get him on the show too. For real. Yeah.
I would start my list off with him. Next, I would say Khue from FIFA Midwest Express. I remember when I was younger, and Khue came down with a Minnesota like all-star team to like Sacramento New Year. Yeah. Man, dude, they stole the show. Like they stole the show. I think Fusu was hitting. They have a bunch of setters, a bunch of hitters, but Khue really stole the show. But that was I don't remember what year exactly that was, but dude, they took out everybody, right? But in the finals, they ended up losing to Bo.
Yeah.
They lost to Bo. They lost to Bo in A. Yeah. And then I would say the younger Hova. I didn't see Hova in his younger years, but
I got a lot of a younger Hova, so I do not want to see that again.
I played with Hova and Elaine came and played with us in Fresno like 2 years ago, I believe. But I know his game's different. I mean, like he's not the same, but I definitely would have loved to have if I can go back. I would love to have played with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I only hear like stories stuff, but I can only imagine like he's pretty good still nowadays. I mean,
he's a freaking beast.
I can imagine like from videos and stuff how good he was then.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know Ty from Komodo. From this Minnesota team here. But dude, he that guy for a Hmong dude can jump out the gym, man. He's one of the best like leapers that I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen so many like Hmong kids, you know. I think he has height and he can jump. So I don't think you know who I'm talking about, but he played with Komodo one year when we came to J4, and he was their middle hitter, and like he jumped. He's impressive. So afterwards, he ended up coming out to hang out with us at when we won J4, and I was talking to him, and you know he doesn't even like playing volleyball. He
must be nice, man. Must be nice to not like it and just like dominate like that.
So like this guy can stand under the rim and vertical leap and grab it with 2 hands.
Jesus
Christ.
It must be
crazy.
nice.
Is there a video on YouTube with him?
I wonder.
Okay, I gotta look that up.
Yeah. I'll link you too.
Okay. Shoot, I want to see that.
One more, man. One more.
And Corey, man, dude, I would love. Even nowadays, if I can, I would want a chance to play with him. He changed Hmong volleyball. Honestly, I think he's really the game changer. When they won J4 with Fusu setting for that team and running plays and stuff, I can only imagine, man. I would love to have a chance to play with Corey.
Yes. Yeah. Would have made your job a lot easier, man. Just throw it up there.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
I set for him for a couple tournaments, and it was pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's my five, man.
We're gonna do start, bench, and cut. You know how that goes, right? I'm gonna give you 3 players, and you got to start one, you got to bench one, and then you got to cut one. Okay.
All right, man.
Ready? Okay. So we have Afu. Okay.
Okay.
Merced Afu, and then we have A from Zero Gravity, and then we have Brandon, Afu's son, right?
Oh man.
No, actually, you know what? Let's do both. Let's do both.
There you go.
Let's do both. Yeah. Hey, you stay
Just for a
loyal. I don't
team?
know if you're gonna be loyal or not.
I mean, like no specific spots, or just for a team, or
Yep. You got to bench one.
You're the coach,
Okay.
bro. You're the coach.
You got to start a player, and then you have to definitely cut a player, like get him off the team, because you only got one spot to start, one spot on the bench, and then the other guy, you have to cut him.
He's out. Come on.
Damn, that's tough, man. I'm gonna stay loyal, man. I think I would cut A.
Okay.
I would cut A because I think he wouldn't be mad at me if I cut him. You know what I mean?
I don't know. You don't know, bro.
Yeah. And then Afu, I would put Afu on the bench. Man, this is hard, but I'm gonna stay loyal to my guy. Man. I would start both.
There you go.
Start both.
Can't go wrong with any of them, though, man. All legends.
Yeah.
Perfect, man. Can I ask you a quick question about setting? I noticed that when you set, you have great hands, but what's most impressive is your footwork. If I was a rookie setter, what would you tell me? Like, okay, if you set, you need to do these things. What would you tell all these up and coming setters? What do they need?
It like you said, it is all about your fundamentals. You know what I mean? If you don't have the correct footwork, like your fundamentals down, a foundation, you know what I mean? Like that's not, you're not gonna be great at anything. You know what I mean? So no matter what, like it all comes down to the basics. Start at the basics, make sure you understand the basics, and work on it. Just really work on it. Don't be lazy, like just because you can do something a certain way. It's the basics that's gonna be the best in the long run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also noticed that whenever you set, like your body looks the same all the time. Like doesn't matter if you set outside, inside, from the backcourt, if the bump is back, it's like your body is always the same. I think that kind of throws people off because they can't read it.
I think as a setter, you have to try your best to be deceiving. You know what I mean? And if players from the other team can pick up on small little things that you do that gives away your set, then they already have the advantage, right? So like you said, it's you got to try to look the same no matter where you're going.
It's like your body is always the same demeanor, same like you set in the back, in the front, in the middle. Like it just looks the same. So I think that's kind of the underrated part of setting. I think not a lot of people know that you can throw people off like that. Keeping the same posture, keeping the same I don't know. It's the setter's job is also to deliver the ball, but also in a game within itself, you're trying to deceive the other team as well too.
You got to disguise where you're going to.
Yeah, you have to, man. You have to, especially if you're playing against, top level competition. If you don't try your best to, not give tells away, then you're not going to beat them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're taking a lot of your time, and Khue, we appreciate you sticking around, and this, dude, so much advice, so much insight, so much everything. So we're gonna wind it down. The last question here: how has your success in Hmong volleyball helped evolve you in your personal life outside of volleyball?
Man, it's Hmong volleyball has really I think I've gained so much friends. I've made a lot of friendships over the years. Dude, I'm like a quiet guy. Like I'm quiet. If you don't know me, like, and I don't know you, I usually like, I'm quiet. Like, you know, I'm one of those guys. And I think Hmong volleyball really got me out of that bubble.
Okay.
It's taught me to be like more social, you know, to be respectful and stuff. Like if I come and I'm respectful to you, then of course, you know, you're gonna give me that same treatment back. You know what I mean? So it really taught me just to be more friendly. You know what I mean? Like growing up, I was like one of those shy kids that didn't have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
But like Hmong volleyball has given me that. You know what I mean? I've made so many friendships, not even just in California. Like every time I come to J4, I'm meeting new people, especially winning J4. Like you meet even more people. Yeah, I love the Midwest, man. Like, so like I live in the Midwest now, right? So I don't people probably don't know, but I've moved here. I live in the Twin Cities here now. Like I didn't come for volleyball, so but I have family here and I live here, so I'm pretty sure volleyball's going to find its way to me.
And the snow.
Oh, it's gone. Something happened. I think his phone might have died, or but yeah, man, dude. Well, so see if he comes back.
Yeah,
but
see if he comes back. But man, that was a lot of insight. We'll wait a couple minutes here, but that was, you know, tons of stuff. That was a very long time too, man. He gave a lot of insight on how he grew up and how to win and how to, you know, all the strategy stuff. But yeah, I mean, there you have it, man.
Very highly underrated player. Not a lot of people talk about him, but man, you just look at the film, man. The film don't lie. I mean, obviously, whoever records it, put it on YouTube or whatever, man. Credit to you. Without you know, people posting stuff up, and we wouldn't see all this stuff either. So
we want to, we want to thank Khue. Thanks for coming on and doing this. You know, representing the West Coast. You know, Fresno's finest. Thank you, Khue. But there you have it. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.